Buenos dias, good morning everyone. My name is Álvaro Castaño. I'm one of the co-chairs of Conexión ERG. As you may know, Conexión is the Hispanic Employee Resource Group at Cincinnati Bell. Our objective is to promote diversity and inclusion for Cincinnati employees and the Hispanic community and culture within Cincinnati, as well as the footprint of Cincinnati Bell. Now, most of us know about tacos. We love to eat tacos. I've never met anybody that said I don't like a good taco. However, tacos are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Hispanic cuisine. With this video series, we're trying to unveil and show how amazing that cuisine is. Today we're downtown Cincinnati. We're here with Jose Salazar, which is the owner and chef of Mita's restaurant in Cincinnati.
Correct. Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having Cincinnati Bell and opening up your doors for us. Yeah. So let's talk about Mita's for a minute.
Sure.
How long have you had the restaurant, and what kind of food does the restaurant represent?
So we just celebrated our 6-year anniversary. Our food is a blend of Spain and Latin America. So I'm from Colombia originally, and at first I thought to open just a strictly Colombian restaurant, but I get bored quite easily. So by opening it up to Spain and all of Latin America, we get to play with flavors from Peru and North Africa, which has its influences in Spain, and again, all the countless different cultures and cuisines from Latin America.
Excellent. So, Jose, you've been a chef for a long time, I assume. What inspired you to become a chef?
Well, I started out working as a bartender and a waiter,
okay.
And I did that just as a job. But I found myself really gravitating towards the kitchen, and I was very interested in what was going on in there. They seemed to be having a lot more fun. My now wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, she got tired of hearing me tell everybody how much I wanted to cook. So she finally pushed me to go to culinary school, and that was
excellent.
Almost 25 years ago. So I've been cooking a long time now.
All right, so let's talk about what are you cooking for us today, and what is the significance of this dish?
So we're making a very traditional Spanish dish, as you are probably familiar with. It's paella. Paella Valenciana, but there's many variations on paella. Traditionally, it's made with rabbit and snails. And I think because they were readily available, wild rabbits and snails, something you could forage for. It's relatively inexpensive, right? Because you take rice. Rice is always the great, food to feed a lot of people, as you probably know, coming from a big family. It stretches a meal. And a lot of times there's a blend of meat and seafood, a surf and turf, the Spanish version of surf and turf.
Okay. Very interesting the comment you make about rabbits, right? España, the name España is land of rabbits.
Is that right?
So there was a immense population of rabbits in Spain, so readily available for hunting, and probably how the paella started.
Exactly, right. It was inexpensive because you hunt for the rabbits and you forage the snails, and that's free essentially. I mean, as long as you're fast enough to catch them. Not the snails, the rabbits. The snails are easy. It's the rabbits that are hard to catch.
I'll be happy if I can catch snail. I'm not that fast.
Anyways.
Excellent. Well, all this talk about food and paella and chorizo and it's making me hungry.
Listo.
So are we ready to start cooking?
Vamos.
Vamos a cocinar. I understand we're making some phenomenal Spanish paella. I'm super excited because I'm from Spain myself. So let's talk a little bit about the ingredients to prepare this dish.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, well, let's talk about probably a couple of the most important ingredients. We have the bomba rice.
Bomba rice.
This is, the famous short grain rice from Spain that is, you could substitute arborio, any rice that you would use for, say, risotto.
Okay.
And then another key ingredient is saffron, azafran. And you can just, smell that. It's
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Wow. I wish you
Incredible.
had smell-o-vision because
Yeah.
this is really, you know, one of the key ingredients in paella.
So let's talk about the process of making a paella. How do you start?
Yeah, of course. So we're gonna start with Spanish extra virgin olive oil, of course, and then we're gonna start sautéing some of our protein. So we have the chicken that's marinated in pimentón de la vera. We have our chorizo, which is a wonderful ingredient that, you know, some Spaniards will tell you you shouldn't put in paella, but I love it. It lends a lot of flavor. Pulpo, Spanish
Pulpo.
octopus. We braise it ahead of time, so meaning we slow cook it so it's nice and tender, and then we cut it up. And then towards the end, we're gonna go in with shrimp and little neck clams. We also have some sofrito, which is basically onion, garlic, celery, bell peppers that we cook down slowly in more extra virgin olive oil, and a little tomato for some richness and some acidity. And then at the very end, we're gonna garnish with piquillo peppers.
Piquillo.
These are beautiful roasted peppers from Spain. And then finally some peas, and then lemon that we use for a garnish, which you can then put on top if you like to give it a little acidity, and some fresh parsley.
All right, well, let's turn on the fire and let's get busy.
Let's do it. So the chicken and the chorizo, we're gonna start with those two. And we're gonna let the chorizo render out some of its fat, and that's where a lot of that wonderful flavor comes from. All right, we're gonna add just a little bit of salt is one of those things that any professional chef will tell you it's very important to season in layers, right?
Correct.
So you put a little bit of salt now. We're gonna add our rice. We're gonna put a little bit more salt. As we put the stock in, we're gonna put a little bit more salt. And that makes everything taste kind of unified. All right, now we're gonna go in with the pulpo.
Wow.
So the octopus is something that we want to get a little bit of color on, but you know, not too much. It's already fully cooked. The chicken is, you know, cut. So this is important too, is how do you cut the stuff that's going in there? If you cut the chicken too big, it's gonna be undercooked. If you cut it too small, it's gonna be dried out. So you want, you know, these little hunks that are maybe 2 inches or so. And then we have el arroz, the famous bomba rice. We're gonna put in a little layer. It's about, you know, maybe a cup of rice. And we're gonna throw in some of our sofrito. This is, you know, just a nice sort of backdrop flavor. And
In Spain, we say that the sofrito helps everything fall in love.
There you go.
Inside the pan,
yeah,
right?
That's a good way to put it. A little bit more salt. And what we're doing now is kind of toasting the rice. And then finally, it's a little bit of tomato. Like I said,
Nice.
these are just Spanish canned tomatoes. You could use any tomato. You could use fresh tomatoes for that matter. I mean, this is, you know, we're in tomato season, the height of tomato season, so fresh tomatoes would be delicious. All right.
Wow.
So now in goes our stock. Beautiful, I love that sound. So this is one of the key ingredients to making paella, and it's saffron. So we're gonna go ahead and add a nice little pinch. And this automatically adds a beautiful aroma to the dish.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, probably from here, another 15 minutes or so. Now we have to go in with our clams. So these are beautiful little neck clams. And we're just gonna kind of nestle them in there.
And I noticed you put them facing up, correct?
Yeah.
So they will open up and then absorb some of the flavors.
Yep.
Excellent.
And what I'm gonna do too is I'm gonna cover this for a little bit, and that's gonna help it steam. So what we do here at the restaurant is we just put another pan on top. If you didn't have another pan, just a piece of aluminum foil would work just as well.
Excellent. All right, so while the paella is cooking, we're going to take some time to talk about amazing Spanish wines, as I understand. So what do we have here, Chef?
So we have a couple different, from different regions. This is the most famous region in Spain, probably. It's Rioja. It's in the north of Spain, near Barcelona, you know, in that area. And they make a variety of different wines. Then we have this one here. This is a Grenache from a little bit closer to Madrid, like in that area. And then here we have one from the south. This is from Humilla. This is from a beautiful winery called Juan Gil. But you know, there's something for everyone in every budget. So if you say I like California Cab, we have something. But you know, if you say I like French Bordeaux, we have. Spain has, you know, the answer to all those wines.
So for those of you wine connoisseurs at Cincinnati Bell, you know where to come to taste some amazing Spanish wine.
Yeah, and while you know, Cincinnati Bell has been a great partner for us, and we're thrilled that you guys asked us to be a part of this. You know, I mean, honestly, without you, our business doesn't run. Like it's a reality, and so that's you. Thank you, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you for supporting us as well. We love to have you as a customer. We certainly the backbone that our fiber optic network brings to the city, it's amazing. We love helping businesses like yours.
You know, it's one of those things that, you know, as a business owner, you don't want to think about, like internet, all that stuff, especially for me as a chef, right? Like, I'm not a tech guy. I want to focus my energy on cooking. And so not having to worry about, you know, is the internet going to go down? Or are we having, you know, tech issues? No.
Excellent.
Let's check it out.
All right, let's go back to the paella.
I bet our clams are, our clams are just about there.
Nice.
And then we have our shrimp.
So clams have opened up.
Yeah. Los camarones, the shrimp. We're going to throw these in here.
And these go in last for some reason?
They go in last because they cook really fast. They're going to cook in probably about 5 minutes. So we're close.
Excellent.
And in fact, this is where we start to sort of see where our rice is. So we're gonna start peeking in here around the edges, and you can see it's almost dry, but not quite. And that's probably a good time to talk about the socarrat. It's the crust on the bottom of the paella. And for some Americans, it's a little bit strange because they go, "You burnt it! You burnt my paella. I waited 45 minutes and it's burnt." There's a fine line, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, you can burn it, but the goal, the idea when making paella, is to have this beautiful layer of toasted rice, not burnt, but very toasted rice, and it has the different textures, the crunch, and then the soft, sort of pillowy, you know, fluffy rice. We're just gonna go back with a little bit more salt. We're gonna put that on our shrimp there, and then we're gonna cover it one more time. The idea is that when the shrimp are fully cooked, which is probably again about 5 minutes, the rice will be fully cooked. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a couple of the last garnishes. We have some peas here, and then some of our piquillo pepper. So now we go in for a little taste. This obviously is an important part of cooking, is tasting. You know, this is probably one of the things that the home cook forgets to do, is to taste their food as they're going along. But yeah, now we determine, does it need more salt? Does it need more liquid?
Excellent.
It's pretty good. If I do say so myself, it's pretty much there. We're gonna let it go for another minute or so, just to develop some of that socarrat. So you can get some of the aroma.
Oh my God.
All right. And then
it's unbelievable.
I think we have.
I'm so happy today.
I think we have some socarrat going on there. So we're going to come back over here and we're going to sprinkle a little bit of fresh parsley on there. Just a nice fresh herb. You could, any herb that you want. And then we garnish with some lemon. And then finally a little drizzle of, a big drizzle I should say. I love oil, so a little extra virgin olive oil. And there's the dish. That's the Paella Valenciana, or the Mita's version of
Chef.
Paella Valenciana.
Well, here we are. This is the most special time of the recording for me because we get to try some amazing food from Spain, cooked by Chef Jose Salazar at Mita's restaurant in downtown Cincinnati. I wanted to introduce as well Kim Graham and Kat Taylor, which are volunteers for our Hispanic ERG at Cincinnati Bell. Kat is our communications vice president as well, so we couldn't do this without her. Thank you to both of you for helping organize all these events and keeping us on our toes and moving forward, right? We couldn't really do it without you, so thank you so much, both of you. All right, Chef.
Okay.
So what do we have here? Let's talk about the final product.
This is the Paella Valenciana. You know, this is what we came here for. So what I recommend is you take your lemon and you squeeze a little bit over the top. All right.
Muchas gracias, Chef.
Ahí tienes.
Thank you so much.
All right, and you can see the beautiful orange color. Yeah, that's what you want. So.
Gorgeous. Well, thank you so much, Chef. Let's take a taste and you guys can tell us what you think.
All right, the moment of truth.
Buen provecho.
Buen provecho. That's good, yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. The rice is perfectly cooked. The flavor is fantastic. Thank you so much, Chef.
I appreciate it.
Well, salud. Cheers to Mita's and Chef Jose Salazar, Mita's restaurant downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Hasta la próxima.
Hasta la próxima. Gracias.